bit higher here. There we go. All right. Got the mic up a little bit higher. It's been a week or so since I've been around. Sorry about that. So let's get this on the road and say, let's see here if I got this correctly. I always like to do the switch take since I've been looking at things recently. So let's see here. So I can hear this. There we go. Perfect. I've been paranoid ever since I did that. Let's try. Ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you identify as this wonderful, beautiful world, welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. As always, I am here trying to do my thing, trying to make things happen. If you're watching or listening, if you're watching and not listening, and you say, why are you wearing the vest again? Well, I'm wearing the vest again because basically it's hot as hell. You hear the fan in the background. I finally, shout out to my father-in-law and saving up money and whatnot. I will be getting my AC finally fixed, or just a whole new system in general, because of it's been like a month, and it sucks. Having no AC sucks really, really hard. But enough about my complaints and my quandaries in life of being saving money for bullcrap, which everyone must have in America anyway. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in Argentina. Shout out to Guatemala, to special people in Guatemala, family members, Luis, Jaden, and of course Simon. We'll see you when you come back for Christmas. Now, that's it. Oh, and shout out to everybody, Germany. Well, I'm talking to our European listeners, and shout out to our few listeners over in Mexico. Muchas gracias, mi amigos. All right, let's get this going. So, it has come to my attention uh, that a certain movie is not living up to its expectations. And why is it not living up to its expectations? First off, you can't have, let's go and hunt this down here. You really just can't have, and I hate to say it this way, and it sounds like I'm being a butt about it, but you really and honest and truthfully just cannot have, and I'm going to say it, I hate to be it. You cannot have a Superman who looks like a dork, okay? I mean, the average person, if you look at the guy, uh, it's just a dorky looking dude. He doesn't look cool. It's like the average. If you met him on, let's say a woman met him on the street, or even a guy met him on the street, and if you look at this picture right here, dude does not have any like definitions of muscles or anything like that. And if you met him on the street and he wasn't wearing a costume and his hair wasn't, probably his hair's not like that. He's not built like, some type of stallion or anything. You know, are you actually going to date this dude? Probably not. Now, would you date this dude? Probably yes, because that's Henry Cavalier. The dude's in great shape. The dude looks like he can beat somebody's ass. The other guy looks like, oh, he's just a wuss. I can't beat nobody up. And I'm not trying to be like this guy who's just, a hater for the sake of being a hater. I'm not a hater for the sake of being a hater, Mr. Will Schultz from the PlayStation 8 Did podcast. But listening to the guy talk and, watching I'd say I've watched about 45 to an hour of the movie. And watching the guy talk, is one thing. Of him basically being, let's go ahead and get rid of that picture in the picture here and take that off there. Uh, the guy is just, I don't know. It's just something about him that doesn't speak Superman to me. And the way he's portrayed as a weakling, even has Superman to an extent that he's unsure about himself. One thing you could say about Christopher Reeve's Superman is that his Superman was very confident, even though he tried to pretend like, oh, I'm just this nerdy guy who's Clark Kent. He was still confident in himself and his abilities, where he was just trying to play like this nerd guy. Whereas the guy who's currently playing Superman, like, it's just a nerd guy in general. He's not like, he doesn't just put on the cape and become Superman and has all the confidence in the world knowing that he's the most powerful being. It's I'm unsure of myself. What should I do? Rather than, I know what to do because I am the man. And that is the difference between the two, I guess, somewhat the two previous Supermans versus this Superman. And this Superman was a very fun ride. Yes, there were too many extra characters in it, but it was a fun ride. But there's no substance to really Superman. The real hero, not the hero, but the real guy who had substance was Lex Luthor, or yes, Lex Luthor. Always get it mixed up with Lex Luger. Damn you, wrestling, and being super awesome and cool. So I don't understand the problem that the real problem people don't understand Lex Luthor has with Superman is that he didn't work for anything. He's given all these gifts. He'll probably get to live a longer life than Lex, and Lex is pretty pissed about that. He can't. Haven't you just ever just hated somebody for the sake of hating somebody? It's kind of like that. It's like, hey, you've been given all these gifts, you've been given all this quote new word privilege and so forth, and screw you. You don't deserve those things. I should have those things. At least that's the way Lex had interpreted it. And it makes a lot of sense to an extent of, sometimes you can just hate somebody. Don't be mad about it. Don't be pissy about it. Just, eh, sometimes people are haters. It just is what it is. Take it for what it is. And, you know, did I think the Superman movie is worth seeing? Not for the price. You gotta think for let's say for two people to go and see this movie. All right. And I actually have I wish I would have took a picture of the ticket and posted it up here. Uh your ticket is like $15 per person. Okay. So two people, that's just for the tickets by themselves. And I'm going cheap on this. So let's say you're $30. You're not taking any kids if you have any kids. It's just two people going. That's $30 right there. Popcorn. That's another $10 to $11 to $15. Your drink. That's $9 to $8. Depending upon it, whatever. And then if you get some snacks or some other stuff, so you already hit the $50 to $60 to almost $70 threshold just for two people. Imagine if you're taking kids. So, is it worth my time to invest in a Superman, restart movie or a retread movie of something I can watch better versions of? You can't keep making the exact. This is why there's superhero fatigue is that you keep making a reboot of the exact same story and you're telling it in your version or how your description is. Rather than doing that, if you're having a new cast person, the everyone already knows who the freaking character is, okay? It's not like, oh no, I don't know who Superman is. I need a whole recap of his whole life in the first 20 minutes of the story. And then we make the movie 3 hours long. No, everyone knows who Superman is. And if they don't, they can watch an you know, older movie or read the comics or look on Google and do a Google search of what Superman or whoever superhero we're talking about here. What they should be doing is just telling a story of Superman currently living in whichever Earth that he is currently living in. That will apply to comic book fans, that will apply to random people, and people to get interested in buying comic books burst off that world. That is that simple. We're not doing anything hard. We're not doing anything stupid. It's just that damn simple. It really is. No, it's not that hard, people. Not that hard at all. So now, sorry to be that way about certain thing, but it is it just pisses me off. I really honestly think that they should do much better job than every time a comic book movie comes out off a comic book hero and there's already the origin story that's already been done into a movie. You're not going to improve off the original because then you're dealing with the original fans and then you're dealing with people that says, "Oh, I'll go watch the original first," and then they watch the original and they like the original take better than your take. The only one that was actually better was the second movie of the Punisher with Tom Jane versus what was it, the one with Dolph Lundgren, and that's because Dolph Lundgren was like he can't act. I mean, I love Dolph Lundgren; he's a smart guy, but that dude can't act. But good looking dude. He's like what 6'6" or something like that. So yeah, I think every dude would like to look like him, just not have his bad acting skills. Now, moving on to our next thing, which probably is what most people are here for today, is yeah. So Yeah, take a look at this. I'm sure everybody's seen this by now. So we got the Coldplay thing that took place, and here's my thing, man. If you're gonna be a cheater, you know, don't take your mistress who's also married, or she was allegedly married, or she's getting divorced or whatever, to like an open big event that there's a chance for this. And this guy's a clown. He's got like three kids, and it's very sad that this dude would do this. But here's the main thing that people don't understand about all this. And the most important part to this, and see, I even typed in Coldplay cheaters, and everybody has mocked these clowns to death, which rightfully so. They need to be mocked for their stupidity. Um, is that people need to be shamed. If you're going to cheat on somebody, you need to be shamed. There's like, oh, it's okay to be. No, it's not okay to cheat on your wife, significant other, or whatever. These people should be shamed, and it should be mocked, and this should become a culture of, even if you're not a high profile person, you know, don't be out there doing things you're not supposed to do. The Now we can all take solace in making fun of these people, because the thing is like the three kids, or even like the kids on the other side where the woman is, it's like, the kids in school, and like, all other kids are like trolls, because everybody's a troll to an extent, and like they're just listening to like Coldplay, and it's like, man, don't play that, man, it brings back bad memories, bro. Or it's like, yeah, play that Coldplay because my mom got rich, mad rich off my dad because of Coldplay. One of the two. But the real moral of it is like, if you're gonna be like, I'll say it from two perspectives. Because I said it from the proper perspective at first, that people should be shamed and not be treated as if they're, great or whatever for doing these bad things. And of course, I didn't bring a water upstairs with me because I wasn't thinking. So if you're going to do horrible or heinous things, don't take somebody to a freaking concert. Go like out of town somewhere, or to a motel room, and be discreet. This is just the place. I hope that wife and the husband on both different sides get paid a ton of money. And I never want to hear this woman who's head of HR and the CEO of a company, like if she gets fired, or if the company goes under and she goes to another HR firm, and she's trying to like give a HR discussion. I'm like, I will never ever listen to you, or if there's any complaints filed against me, those complaints are null and void because of you being a piece of trash. Okay, the guy has a family. I'm pretty sure you do. You're head of HR. You know what's on his his HR card or whatever, so forth and so on. And it's like, now, no, people could just say, "Oh, what was a team building exercise?" Because they went to a concert together, and he was just holding her right here by her boobs. Sure, it's a team building exercise. I too would also like team building exercises with random girls, but my wife would not allow that. So I'm being facetious, of course, or sarcastic for those who don't know what sarcasm is. No, if you don't want to be with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, just walk away. I mean, look, regardless of where you are in life, if things are that bad where you can't work out or talk to your wife, or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever the hell it is, then walk away from those people. I've all the time come to my significant other with grievances. I'm like, hey, you're messing up here. Hey, I'm messing up here. Hey, I'm doing this wrong. Hey, you're doing this wrong. So always be willing to come and talk to somebody. If there's no open communication where no one wants to talk, or if you don't want to hear each other's grievances over how y'all treating each other, or then it's time to move on. You're just roommates at that point. It's like, okay, well, hey, we'll sell the house, or we'll do this. Or you could basically find something that brings you back together, like the game It Takes Two, which I think the game It Takes Two, in my personal opinion, from me playing it, would cause more divorces than it would actually bring people together. For those who don't know, I do not have the screen up for it. I should probably find that for It Takes Two. That game is unbelievably difficult and tough. And I'm gonna go ahead and look this up real quick. Apologies. And it's not that, and it's fun sometimes. It takes two. There we go. All right, let me bring this sucker up. And this one ain't on my list of things that I was going to bring up today, but I just need to bring it up because that game has been pissing me off lately, like nobody's business. And it's supposed to be one of these really fun games where it's like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like I have played this game numerous times, and let me tell you, there are some fun parts to this game. There really are. But there are also some parts that absolutely, like the puzzles, and it's from the French. And like if the French think this brings people together, they are sadly mistaken. Like legitimately mistaken. That game is tough, and that game pisses me off to no end. If I was playing this with my wife and not my child, I feel like I want to divorce my child. Like no, we need a separation, baby girl. Because this game has made me so damn mad numerous times, and because you have to cooperate with somebody, and even my significant other tried to play this game with us, and she's getting mad and frustrated. So I would like to think that game has caused more divorces than it has brought people together, even though it's supposed to be like a game about, oh well, we went through all these things in the game and it brought us together, and now we realize we love each other and we want to raise our daughter together as a family, rather than realize like, I knew there's a reason I no longer like you, you limey Brit. So yeah, I'm gonna hate on that game. So people want to give me some hate mail for it, or some hate for it. Fine, give me some hate for it. If you played that game all the way through and you still feel like you could have played that with your wife and not like some random dude that's your friend or some rando or whatever, because I guarantee you that game is. Again, it has lots of fun parts that are in between, but lots of parts that will piss you off to no end. And that just, again, I just don't like that game. Just sticks with me the wrong way, man. I don't know what it is about that game. It's just that game is not a friend of mine whatsoever. I don't think it's a friend of anybody's. Now, moving on, let's go to Ready or Not. Now, for those who don't know, Ready or Not. There we go. I think it's going to be a film. No, the game Ready or Not. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and put that up there on the screen for you guys. For those who are just listening, and I know we have a lot more listeners through Spotify, iHeartRadio, uh, Apple Play. If I get Apple Play situated back up again, I apologize for because someone said, "Man, you can watch it through Spotify because Spotify does have video now." I know a lot of people say they listen to this on their way to work, so my apologies again. Now, Ready or Not to me is an amazing game, and it says all these different things on Ready or Not that you see right here. There's so many things, and I'm actually going to even bring up uh, one more thing for Ready or Not here. Let me see if I can go to it. I'm going to stop that and go to, there we go, right here. I'm going to my own YouTube page at Hunter Houston ESG Podcast, showing up my thing. I'll bring up my video. There we go. And let's pop that video here for Ready or Not. And this game, I'm telling you guys, I love this game. This game is so beautiful. It's so well done. And it harkens back to the SWAT games. It harkens back to the. Let me go ahead and go full screen here for a second. There we go. And it harkens back to Rainbow Six back in the day. Even in Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, Rainbow Six Black Arrow, and the original Rainbow Six. And the main thing is graphically it's not the most, because it's on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X series. It's better looking on the PC, and it was more graphic and violent on the PC. They actually had to tone it down to bring it to the consoles. This game is squad based, and it's like legit squad based, of like this is stuff that you'd be having to do in real life if you were being a part of a SWAT force, or like a ground investigation unit, or even in the army, if you're being a part of a squad where you have to work together in a team of 5 unit. And I love everything about this game. I mean, I even love it's like, get on the ground now, shut the hell up. You know, even though they don't say shut the hell up, I just love saying that. It's like, shut that, because they're constantly talking like, screw you, cop, I ain't doing anything. I'm like, okay, they have guns and all you have to do is comply. They have, body cameras on. So if they end up shooting you, your family's gonna get paid. But if you're non-compliant, I don't think your family's gonna get paid. It was like, well, you deserve to be shot because you wouldn't comply. If you just complied, and they have body cams, it's all, cops have body cams now, and this game is so amazing. You can actually bring it up if you're playing single player, the other body cams of the players you're playing with, and which is really cool. You can see it on like a side screen. I gotta understand how to bring that back up, but I love this game. I think this game is amazing. It's different. It's not like COD where it's instant gratification for killing somebody. It's not like Battlefield where it's like you have to go halfway across the world and you end up shooting somebody. There's a lot of tactics involved. There's a lot of strategy involved, and you have to go slow and take your time. You can't be like run and gun, go in there and shoot people because you don't want to shoot anybody. I mean, I hate having to use a gun. In general, I'd rather use like my taser or like pepper spray, but like it doesn't put them down quick enough. And the body cam, it's like I've gotten killed way too many times, and this game has a permadeath. So like before, like it can save to the permadeath, I basically turn off my system or no, turn off the game and reboot the game because I don't want to lose all my stuff. And maybe the I gotta feel if I'm playing in the right place that has the permadeath or not. But yeah, this game is awesome, and I cannot say enough about Ready or Not, man. This game is just amazing. And for those who are listening and not watching the gameplay, my apologies. I just want to say that the game is old school. It does everything right. I've never, I haven't seen that in such a long time where a game just does everything right when it comes to strategy, movement, doing what you want a game to do. Those things are super cool in gaming in general. So I just want to give some love out to that. The next video, I hope to give a lot of love out to NCAA college football for this year because they did so many things that are amazing. But that's for next episode. Okay, so moving on to the very last thing on our agenda, and I was listening to them the other day, and I thought about it. I'm like, are they underrated? And for those who don't know, are the Fugees underrated? Now, for those who don't know, the Fugees is Lauryn Hill, Will I Am, and God, I can never think of the other guy. So my apologies to that dude for not thinking of his name. But the songs that they have are some remakes. Some are remakes, like with "Killing Me Softly," which is a remake. "No Woman, No Cry," which is their a remake or their versions of it. I do like "How Many Mics," but I do think like I mean the one that gets everybody, and I do think some of their sounds were sampled from video games. I still think they sampled a Friday the 13th NES game for for I forget which song it was, but it just like that one little take sounds like it was taken from that video game. And "Ready or Not" is probably like their best song. And I know Lauryn Hill went on to great things. Will I Am went on to decent things. The other guy, like I said, I think he just kind of faded into obscurity. Excuse me, not Will I Am. Psh, I'm being idiot here. Wyclef Jean, Praz, and Lauryn Hill. No, yeah, Wyclef Jean went on to do good things himself. I think he did run for the president of Haiti though, and like did not make it. So unfortunately, that sucks for him. So for those of you who are going to give me crap about the Will I Am thing, sorry about that. I had to correct myself. So I was like, no, that's not right. He's from the Black Eyed Peas, which they actually believe it or not, their best success came like because they did have someone else as a singer, and then they got Fergie, and then they got better. It's like, oh, let's have this broad up here who's like sweet eye candy that's like can't sing the national anthem. For those who ever saw that, look that up. But no, I think they're vastly underrated, and they got crap during the time when they were out because of well, I mean, they sold lots of records, but when Tupac died, and then Tupac had mentioned them in Machiavelli, um, that kind of hurt their sales because Tupac had so much sway back then that a lot of people weren't like, oh, well, we gotta. No, it was, oh, I can't listen to him now because Tupac said so because people were so loyal to Pac, and it's very sad. And because Pac like ditched them publicly, he ditched Jay Z, he ditched like this and Nas is like totally different, man. Because Nas was like hard, and Nas was like a real gangster. So I don't know why he would have did that shit. But shout out to Nas. All his work has been great. Don't like even when he let other people like make some of his beats for him. That work was still good because he's just a lyricist that's great. I mean, he's one of the top five. So, but that's the way I feel that Fuji's a little underrated. And then of course we know that Wyclef Jean and I don't know if Pros. Like I said, I don't know if Pros ever did anything other than produce. And then Lauren Hill. I mean, how's this? You sample "Killing Me Softly," "No Woman No Cry." "No Woman No Cry" is from her husband's father, which she was married. I don't know if she's still married to him. To the Godfather, or say, yeah, I guess he would be not the Godfather, but the father of reggae in America, and the whole culture of reggae, and to make it popular. If you don't know, then I don't need to tell you who that is, because I feel like he's that universal that you should already know who he is. If not, I'll leave a comment and I will tell you who that is. All right. Special shout outs to PlayStation 8 Dead Podcast. For those who don't know, this weekend, Sean Powers from the PlayStation 8 Dead Podcast is at the South Carolina Gaming Convention in Greenville. So if you want to go see him, give him a shout out, take a picture with him, sell him some games, go ahead and do that. He's a cool dude. I wish I could have gotten around to see him, but I had other things going on the way. So my apologies to you, Sean. You're an awesome and amazing dude. And if there's girls out there that love dudes who have piercings, tattoos, and play riffs, and love video games, that is your man. Hook up with him. No, don't. If you want to, yeah, there's no other thing like, and you are of the proper age, so forth and so on, and maybe become his wife. Hookup culture is kind of a bad thing, to an extent. I don't think it's for everybody. I think that hookup culture is somewhat wrong. You should want to be with somebody for marriage. Uh, you know, I say this because you know every guy is like, at least I like to think so. I was a pretty loyal guy back in the day, and then some girls did me wrong, and so I became a male HOR at one point in time, and it's like just every other weekend, or every weekend or something like that. Now, was I right? No, I was wrong, but I was hurt. I was distraught, and you know, not all men become monsters because there were monsters to begin with. Now, some maybe, or psychopaths or whatever. But sometimes a woman drives him down that path. When people say women rule the world, they rule the world through secrecy or through basically manipulation of certain goods. Guys, I mean, guys who get that power is only get that power because certain attributes here and there, or just women uh, let men have power over them like that. But when women look, more ships, more people have been killed because a woman's word or a woman was offended that something bad has happened. You know, so I want to leave it there. Women have all that power to do all these different things, to manipulate behind the scene or in public. So either or, but no, me and my stupid hookup culture thing. I don't even want to justify that anymore. You know, when you're dumb and you're young and you're a kid, when you get hurt by a woman over stupid stuff and they play games, and you're just trying to be like, look, if I would have had my wish in life, I'd only been with one person. That's honest truth. I used to believe in the Disney fairy tale of I'm just going to be one person, and then people hurt you and do horrible things to you, and then you become cold and shut the world off. It's just how the world works. You either adjust and find somebody who loves you for the butthole that you are, or the person that you are, or you you basically continue to be cold and bitter. And then look, I'm still in an impersonation. Don't tell anybody your secrets or anything like that, because it can be used against you. Build a life with somebody. Don't let them hurt you over X, Y, and Z. Cheap viewers are stealing. Move space from blah blah blah. Okay. All right. Sorry, dude. Sorry about your cheap views. But shout out to you for giving me some love. And I'm out of here, bro. It's been I'll be back online later on. But have a safe, wonderful day. And to everybody out there, peace, love, and to the aliens out there, please abduct all the cool people. Peace.